If you're watching this, you probably love coffee, just like me. And Copenhagen had some incredible places for coffee. So during my 5-day visit, I got to taste, sample, and appreciate some of the nicest coffees that the globe has to offer. Some of these companies are more well known compared to others, but I'll be sharing my overall experience of each, and hopefully will provide some inspiration of what Copenhagen's incredibly rich coffee culture has to offer, as well as where to visit if you travel there. So starting off with La Cabra, their coffee menu was so vast, and I picked the Hacienda La Papaya, which was a washed processed coffee from Ecuador, with tasting notes of oolong and honey, which was a coffee slightly higher on acidity, which really punched through, and that I really enjoyed. I had it as an espresso. They had a Victoria Arduino machine, which was incredible, and I tried the Sagasume, which was a Honduras natural processed coffee with stewed berry and molasses as tasting notes, which I had as a pour over, which really highlighted these flavours. I also stole a bit of my friend's matcha latte, which was also delicious, silky and creamy, which I wasn't originally going to have, but then it just looked so tempting, so I just took a bit and had some, and I was like, okay, yeah, that is absolutely delicious. So their matcha is incredible too. They also have a high focus on seasonality during coffee harvesting seasons and tastings that provide regular cuppings for the best coffee flavors to be provided to customers. So it's a definite must visit if you're in Copenhagen, and the interior is really, really nice too. Moving on to April as well. April is known worldwide for their high-end approach to coffee tastings, sourcing some of the rarest types of coffee from all over the world. You know where this is going. Geisha. Their commitment to sustainability and the ethics of the craft are inspiring, as well as they let their farmers decide the price for their beans. They use a mod bar espresso machine setup with inbuilt scales and pressure dialing handles to dictate the best, consistent, and great tasting results. Each cup contains exactly 18 grams of beans precisely, and extraction is accurately stopped automatically based on weight by the mod bar system. I was able to ask one of the baristas to watch as they made a cup, which was just incredible, and also showcased the art form through their meditative flow state of making the coffee. They had paper flowers for their lights and real minimalist Scandinavian decor, showcasing that it was all about the beans. I went for a washed geisha from El Sirocco in Guatemala, arguably the tastiest coffee I had on this trip, and probably one of the nicest cups I've genuinely had. And I would have happily had another if it wasn't for the price of tasting something so delicious and limited edition. But the fruity floral tasting notes and the acidity were immaculate and just punched through, and they tasted like literal nectar from the flowers had melted into the cup. Before my train to Lira, I had some time to sample coffee from one of Copenhagen's most famous coffee companies, the Coffee Collective. They roast their coffee daily, delivering them into each of their stores, and the one I went into was Torvenhall. I started this day with a cortado with a balanced mid-acidity Colombian washed processed coffee with tasting notes of nougat and cacao nibs. The Coffee Collective are highly transparent about their sourcing, so you know exactly where the beans from your cup have come from, and this is publicly made available even at the front of their stores, where they have like leaflets. And also, as a keen cyclist, the Coffee Collective offer a special blend of their coffee at the Pass Normal Studio flagship store, which is worth keeping an eye for, especially if you're a keen cyclist. And their coffee is made on a beautifully furnished La Marzocco machine with wood and accents, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So although this next place isn't exactly in Copenhagen, but in Denmark's previous capital city of Roskilde, Mörk is located at the upcoming artsy part called the Musicon district in Roskilde. previously mainly industrial buildings, and the whole area is upcoming, which has been converting shipping containers into shops, including retail, restaurants, and even an area for music practice for drums, and also the piano. On site, they have their own coffee roaster, and also convert the coffee grounds into a fizzy drink, which I didn't have, but my friend did. And this showcases their commitment to sustainability, and also the management of the waste which is created when brewing. The baristas and owners are incredibly friendly, and I had a lovely coffee chat with them. They had great outdoor seating for a lovely social experience to enjoy your cup. I had an organic Peruvian natural coffee with citrus and chocolatey tasting notes, and honestly it was just such a pleasure to drink, and it was just such a lovely drink to have. Their coffee is actually brewed on a Fiamma espresso machine, which was incredible to see. Italian craftsmanship, with the ability to even view your pre-infusion graphs on your phone and connect the coffee machine to Wi-Fi with app connectivity as well. So truly here, you know you're not only getting a tasty cup of coffee, but a scientific experience as well. Waking up at 3 a.m. each morning just to make sure the bread, croissants and coffee are on point, Andersen Maillard has a gigantic offering of freshly made sourdough buns with beautifully sourced organic cheese, which I had to have for breakfast. I know this is a coffee video, but I simply had to highlight the bread there too. The owners have had previous experience at a Michelin star restaurant prior to opening their own restaurant, so you definitely know for good food and good coffee as well that you're in good hands. They have their own coffee roaster on site too, which is absolutely incredible, and the coffee was served from a Cinesso, a powerhouse of an espresso machine. I tried their delicious Brazilian natural espresso-based drink with apple, milk chocolate and nougat tasting notes. It was simply delicious and just paired beautifully with the bread and cheese. Their decor as well was certainly one of the most inviting of all the coffee places I visited. So especially if you're looking for a hangout spot with a friend, or even a great place to get your work done with a range of indoor and outdoor seating, this is your place. And honestly, not only was the food and the coffee great, but the place has its own incredible just aura about it too. But it does get pretty busy. Truly renowned as one of Copenhagen's greats in the coffee world, Prolog is a must visit for this trip. So located in the meatpacking district, they roast their own beans, which are downstairs in their store, and they're used worldwide and considered some of the tastiest. They roast slightly more on the lighter side to really extract the fruity, floral and citrusy tones out of their coffee, which I really enjoyed. And I tried a Peruvian washed coffee with brown sugar, plum and black tea tasting notes, which was really delicious. Although their shop is quite small in the meatpacking district, I had a really lovely conversation, especially about Rwandan coffee with the barista. So far, out of all the coffee I've tasted, Rwandan really resonates with me, and it's the most beautiful with delicate tasting notes. Well, as well as the geisha, I have to say. Kaffedepartementet is a true gem in Nordvest, but a lot less well known. And it's a bit of a trek from the major parts of the city, but truly worth it if you want to experience an incredible coffee environment and drink some incredible coffee. It's in a refurbished industrial building with a staircase that leads you up there. And the environment in there is just absolutely immaculate and peaceful, where you can hear the tasty, delightful sounds of coffee brewing. They have their own roaster in the spacious building with brilliant decor and an array of fine Kinto Japanese coffee flasks, which I bought one of as it keeps drinks hot for 6 hours plus and just is incredible for the sustainability as well with takeaway and paper cups. I tried their Costa Rican natural coffee, which was heaven in a cup, tasting notes of chocolate, hazelnut and honey. They are highly passionate about not producing coffee blends and one bean per cup or bag, having beans from one farm only. Their commitment to sustainability and ethical sourcing is incredible, and they purchase in small batches to ensure the beans taste great. And they do their cupping in-house, making sure the coffee is perfect before serving it to customers. I again had a lovely chat with the barista there, and out of all the places, I feel that the coffee environment, vibes, and everything put together, it was my favourite coffee place to visit during the trip. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video about the coffee in Copenhagen, as I feel like it is a must if you love coffee and are around there. So I hope that it's inspired you in some way, shape or form regards to that. And I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you do want to connect with me further, in the description I have put my Instagram and other social media accounts. And also I have recently released a podcast with an amazing triathlete called Craig Twig. So if you want to have a listen to that, I'll include that down below too. My podcast is called Still/Moving, and it is available on all major podcast streaming services. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in future videos.